Hey everyone, this is Autogear635 and we're here with the final part of the repair on the Super Fighter. If you saw my last two videos on it, I took it completely apart and I said I was going to do a video on the trick of how to, harden up the arms. But in this one, it was not necessary. With gluing the pegs, that was it. So if they end up breaking off again, I'll just end up doing the video and stuff. As for now, I cleaned up the entire robot from in and out. I checked the mechanism, I checked the chip, I checked the switch. I actually cleaned up the switch, so it works fine now. I washed everything, including feet, legs, body, arms, head, shoulders, the gun. I modified the gun, and if you guys can see right now, it has two metal contacts that I actually handcrafted. These are handcrafted contacts. They look like originals. It also has handmade contacts in the inside of the arm, and it has two wires sticking out of it, and it has a red LED, so we're going to see this flashing as soon as the robot's done. So, we're going to, first of all, start soldering the stuff back in all the chip area. But first of all, I'm actually going to screw the little switch where it's supposed to be. So, I got to just check. By the way, I have a diagram of how this thing's connected and all. It's pretty damn simple. You just gotta make yourself a diagram and you're set. So, first of all, I'm going to see what it's how it's supposed to go. So, the only reason why I'm not using these other two screwdrivers that are actually here is because this is actually magnetic. So, it doesn't, I don't waste time with this when it comes to, screws that need a lot of precision to be placed at. So I'm going to start with the upper screw. Oh, by the way, another thing. It was not necessary, even though it looked massively rusted, it was not really necessary to change that tin from the battery compartment. I ended up scraping it up and I ended up sanding it and putting a new spring, and there's no difference. So yeah, looks fine to me. Oh no, it's not fine. Hold on, I'll pause the video for a second. Okay then, sorry, the switch was getting, I did not fold the flaps that well back in, but right now they're well folded, so there's not going to be any problem with it. So yeah. I guess right now it's fine. What I like about this robot is that everything in this toy has a fucking reason for something. If anybody doesn't know, this is actually something that Kevin told me, and I did not know it either. The original 1996 Super Fighter, the one that says that I'm a Super Fighter, drop it, don't move, that one had another type of, arm light thing. Because it was not, two wires just like these where they don't have anymore. They used to have tin plates in the joint. And when you would move it like this, when it would be all the way up, it would actually enable the light to flash. If not, if it was down, it would just, not light up. Which is a really nice thing, actually. It's again, as I said before, Happy Kid or Wang Kwong has something that I like more than any other thing out of any brand. The toys are realistic. These things are realistic because the robot does everything. It pauses. It says scanner activated. There's a time when it starts shooting and only the gun light lights up. Even the light traces are actually separate. So the chest lights are separate. The face light is separate. The gun is separate. It has a relay to know when he's either doing this or walking. So again, as I said before, these things are awesomely realistic. And that's not all. I'll show this right now. Some people might not know this because, again, they no longer care about these on the factory. But these things have to be aligned. These two cylinders have to be aligned in a particular way. Okay? There's this picture of the Turbo Fighter going some sort of fight. It's supposed to be aligned with that fly guy. I'll show it in the back. In the back, you see these two aligned. These two are supposed to be aligned because they're facing the other way. and these two are also supposed to be aligned. They were not aligned, but you can tell what's going on here. His scan, like the scanner for him and what he's doing. He's fighting against the enemy. He's looking at the enemy, how the enemy defends. It's fucking cool. That's why I said these things are realistic as fuck. That's why I like this company so much. Even though they have been reducing the quality and shit, you all get the point. It's just depressing what they do sometimes with these toys. After so many years, you know, like a decade or so, they end up taking all the extra weapons. They make it cheaper. They don't add so much paint on it like they used to, and you know, they end up screwing the toy up and having, like, turning this from a highly realistic toy robot to, you know, piece of crap. Not a real piece of crap because the things are still somewhat good, but you get the point. I'll say this. The newest Mars generation, yeah, Mars, Motorized Attack Robo Squad, the ones that are, you know, those that only walk, they no longer bring weapons, nor those little hooks that they have on the back of the body. That is fucking sad. Because these things used to have at least 3 weapons. 1 in the hand and 2 in the back. They no longer bring them. I don't know why. They had to do that little shit, but they ended up, like, turning that into crap. So right now I'm just screwing the chip. I will actually have to put this wire here. Okay, yeah, this is the negative. Main negative goes here. And I actually found out another thing. The lights on this, like the chip somehow, yeah, the chip gets feeded, like it has like, it gets powered by 4 AA batteries. You guys know that. Now the thing is, only 3 AA batteries are used for the chip, like not for the chip, for the eyes, the chest, and the motor positive. So if I connect the positive of the motor to the positive of the 4 AA's instead of the positive of the 3 AA's, it's going to go faster. However, I can understand why they did not do that, and it's mainly because if you do that, he will not really have time to make the, you know, scanning sounds or shooting sounds that much, and it actually affects the walking, just like the Cosmic robots. If anybody has ever taken apart a Cosmic robot, it has a Zener diode on the head, and the motor is interrupted by a Zener diode too. So it's basically like they are making it slow, because if they make it fast, it's going to ruin the gears, and it's going to, like, not ruin, because, again, only the metallic gear will get ruined, but you get the point. It will just go so fast, he will not even be able to walk. So yeah, here we have the wires that are left. Now the only thing I gotta do is I'm going to pause and turn on the hot glue gun, so I can put a little bit of hot glue here like it was before, so I'll be right back. So, I'm heating up the gun, but for the hell of it, here's a little test.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Enemy detected. Fire.
While the hot glue gun is heating up, I'm going to start doing the connections for the, how's this shit called, for the chest lights. Because even in the board, it actually says what each thing is for. The one where, like the blue screen where you see the Turbo Fighter in action here, it's actually called lamp in here. And this one's called scan, or like, you know, scanner, of course, like scan. And the face, of course, is called eye. What was such a creative name? Eye. I'll say, oh, by the way, here's the gearbox, and here's the type of relay that it has. It's a really nice relay. I actually adjusted it a little bit so it should work a bit better. Even though it worked just completely fine. I sanded it a little bit in between the contacts so that it makes a much better contact. Because it's starting to look like it gets corroded, but you don't really notice it. It's just like what Daniel's Turbotron had. Like, it kind of called my attention that the tin, you know, it's not silver. It's not completely silver. It starts getting like some sort of brownish, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? So it could be probably a principle of corrosion, but I just left it like that. Yeah, I know. Such a Such an interesting way of peeling the wires, huh? It was a lot better when I didn't have these braces for the teeth, because these are just deforming my bite. They are deforming it. Because back then I used to like peel wires a lot more easy. But again, as the teeth are just getting, moved from place and all, that little spot where I used to peel the wires, it just got bigger, so there's no way I can peel a wire in that spot again. It's kind of pissing because, again, I doubt there's a way of peeling these wires besides the mouth. The fingers, it is not convenient to do. I'll say that. It's not really convenient. In all honesty, I just don't like it. So yeah, I'm just putting some acid so that the solder just sticks a lot easier. So let's see if that hot glue gun finally heated up, shall we? So these, I'm just reorganizing these wires a little bit like this so that as soon as I grab it, I can just put it on, and that's it. Okay. Yep, it's hot already. Then again, these robots are really hard to find here. I'll say that. Even though they are common all over the US, they are really hard to find here. And I got lucky with this one, even though I was so close to just leave this one behind. Because again, I paid a ridiculously high amount of money for it. I paid like $70, I think. Yeah, that's too much for one of these. I mean, it should be at least 40. But I paid 70 for it. And the only thing it has is both original shoulders and the gun, and that's it. It doesn't have the wrists, it doesn't have the shield, it doesn't have the ankles. So again, I kind of regret that, because there were a few toys that I haven't seen in years. There was a bouncing tiger, and there was a walking dinosaur, and I haven't seen those things in years, and I left them behind just because of this piece of crap. So you can tell how pissed I get from time to time. So now we're going to put the arm, the old glorious gun arm. As I said before, the negative will go on a special spot, which is the spot that has never been used in this one. That hand contact. And the other one, the orange, will just go with the rest. It'll just go with these, like with the red one, because it's the positive. As I said before, main positive goes there. And also this one. As I said before, you can actually make the robot faster, but in my case, I don't want to make it faster. Mainly because I just... So I was saying, a little acid here, and there we go. So, now the thing will be putting those wires back in place, because there's two of them. No, it's only one, the scan one. No, actually, these are out. Never mind, I'll not have to do anything, sorry. So, first of all, I'll take the scan one out, which is the yellow one. And I'll put the new one. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. So now this little bitch, yeah, this black one goes right there. There's a huge blob of solder, for God's sake. These people are just sick. Yeah, but it still works. It hasn't fried! Where is that? Here, sorry. These actually are supposed to be wrapped around these, but just so fucking stupid I didn't. There we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah, of course, I gotta connect the positive, dumbass. Fucking dumbass that I am. When I connect the positive, they will light up. by the way, this is just a little modification that I made. I added heat shrink to all of the LEDs because I don't want to be all the time just going into this robot over and over, so I just decided to make it last for a while. So the one thing is, it has heat shrink, so the wires are not going to come off any light or anything, so I guess I can say I'm safe on that spot. Now this, of course, the hand, which is the new thing, the novelty that I'm adding. And let's try it out, shall we? So, you're supposed to turn on. Oh, of course, it's not gonna try me.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Enemy detected. Fire.
Alright, this. It's not working. Okay, just hold on for a second.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Scanning. Enemy detected. Fire.
Oh shit! Alright, so if you push it all the way in, it's not gonna work. Yep, it works. There you fucking have it. So now, I'm going to actually start soldering the inner wires. The ones that go to the button and shit. Because again, those are also important. And if I don't solder them right now, I'm gonna be doomed later on. Because the thing is, when I had Sargent back then on 2012, I actually did forget at one point to, solder these wires back on. And going back into the robot, it was not such a nice thing at all, so I don't really recommend I don't really recommend passing through that shit again. So I'll just be careful with this guy. So we can say this is my second Turbo Fighter-like robot, because I do have Sargent, but then again, it's actually my first Happy Kid talking robot. If you guys, well, yeah, Sargent and Extreme Fighter would be my two first, but they're fried, so actually half right, because I do have Sargent's chip there, but you get the point. It's just not gonna work. Okay then. Why doesn't it fucking work? Oh, battery came off. My bad. There we go. So I just gotta put this piece back into. This I forgot. I'm going to have to solder these two wires for the relay and then apply the upper half of the body, which is the one that gives it the arms and head motion. And that will not be that easy, I'll say that, because you gotta use a bit of strength on that. Especially to apply that little nut plastic thingy. Yeah, it does fuck you up. Okay, so let's try it out.
I am a super fighter.
Oh, my bad. My bad, it's not gonna work because the wire's off the motor, duh. There we go.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Scanning.
There you have it. So the thing actually does work fine. Just great. So now this little thing right here has to go here. If I'm not wrong, that's how it went, actually, so it's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, because if it would go at a lower level, I would actually notice that. I would actually notice, but then again, it doesn't. So, this is the place where you gotta apply a bit more of extra strength and be careful not to break the gearbox. There you go. So now, this is loose, this is fine. There we go. That's just absolutely cool. So, these wires, I'm actually going to put them a little bit on the back because I have the feeling that this thing keeps on wiggling. They're going to eventually come off. So I'll just leave them around here for now and not bother with them. After all, this thing's not really going to break that easily, but you get the point. So now everything's placed, everything's soldered in. The body, everything is just wonderful. So I believe it's time for the final assembly, which, you know, includes the body and all the shit. And it also includes, yes, you guessed it right, the button. Come on, what the fuck's going on with these stupid wires? I'll just tangle it like this. There you go. Oh, so it has a little bracket for the arm wire. Okay. See, that's what I said. Happy Kid is always such a nice company when it comes to quality and holding the wires in place. Little button. Wires are there. There's no wires touching anything whatsoever, so that's just fucking fine. This goes there, and I gotta put the other arm, which is right here. Okay. Damn it. Now the good thing about this one is now you can actually post both arms and okay, so everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't want to touch it. Okay. I'll just make a little test run like this.
I am a super fighter.
This thing is big. Duh. Okay, that's fine. This is just so fluid.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Scanning. Enemy detected. Fire.
Hey! That's good! That is very, very good. That gun light is a complete success. So now I just gotta put the fucking thing back on. Now I'm actually, here's the thing, it might be stupid, but I'm actually seeking for a Turbo Fighter. Yeah, I know, this is the one with the Turbo Fighter body, but it's a Super Fighter. I'm looking for the Turbo Fighter. I don't give a fuck which one it is, like first generation or the newer one, but it's still something that I'd love to have, especially because of the mere fact that that it's like my favorite one. I don't know why. It's just it's just how it says target locked, destroy. It's just so fucking cool. So yeah, I'll pause the video and assemble the body. So now we're going with the legs. As I said before, all of these parts are already cleaned up and they're squeaky shiny, I'll say that. So we're going to go with the leg right now. All the body screws are just placed, so it's time for... Now I got kind of shocked. I know some people told this to me before, but again, you don't believe it until you see it, but this thing has no posable arms. The arms are not posable from this part. But Robot Sergeant, this arm is posable. You can pose it up. So then this goes there. And apparently the leg brackets were not broken either, so that was a a bonus. Because usually on these, sometimes the leg brackets are broken because they get forcibly moved or some shit and they don't walk anymore. So. Okay, first test run of the walking for the hell of it.
I am a super fighter.
And you're turning. Come on, bitch. Give me that little walk that I want to see. Get daddy some sugar. Hey, that's good. That's good. That's actually fucking good. So now I'm actually gonna put this little nut in place. These are easy to remove. I did not know these were that easy because with Sergeant I had a struggle. I must admit I had a struggle with Robot Sergeant to, remove the leg pieces when it was new because it had those retaining those not retaining but those like little rings on the shaft that make it nearly impossible, so I had to heat it up. I think this is the most tight I can get it. Tighter than bark on a tree for sure, guys. Tighter than bark on a tree. Now, how the fuck do I even... Oh, don't even tell me this was supposed to... Actually... No, damn it. No. It actually was on the turning position, so I can just forcibly move the Z-bar like that, so that I can put this little shit on. Super Fighter. You are a... Shut up. I am a super fighter. I am a super fighter. Oh, super fighter. So, I guess we're done. We're finally done. This is the Cybertronics 2010 Happy Kid Super Fighter. Oh no, we're not done until we put the battery cover back in. Oh, and the gun.
I am a super fighter.
Take it easy.
Now scanning. Detected. Fire. I am a super fighter. Now scanning.
Now I gotta say this, these batteries are nowhere new, so don't expect it to walk like one that they just put new batteries on it, because these batteries are nowhere new. But anyways, that has been the repair on the Super Fighter, and he's ready to go on the shelves. Little guy, he's just done.
I am a super fighter. Now scanning. Enemy detected. Fire.
Little kind of funny thing, actually, you can put this gun on this ones. I did not know that, but yeah, you can put... Now, Daniel's Turbotron has a gun. Pew, pew, pew. So yeah, this has been Sonic Gear 635 with this repair on the Turbo Fighter, Super Fighter, however the fuck it's called. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.